I'm going to do is this. Oops. Hey everyone!
Hey!
Welcome to the Third Eye Meditation Studio. Of course, we're starting a little bit late, but that's not a big deal. Alright, we just were working out some technical difficulties. And as you can see, we're wearing headphones, which means we're going to have a pretty good show because we have a guest that's going to be joining in on the studio. But first, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Love having everybody here. We're going to have a fun night. We want to get the show started since we did run a little bit late, and we are so excited about all this, but let me get a few things out of the way. Things are changing. I told you for the new year, even though we're already a month into it, Third Eye Meditation is going to be making some changes. Coming this weekend, I actually have a weekend off, so I'm going to be changing things up on the website. So I want everybody to remember thirdeyemeditation.net, and after this weekend, go check it out. Okay, because I'm not changing it. I'm not making it like all fancy, but I'm changing up the way I'm doing business. So look out for that. thirdeyemeditation.net. And as always, anybody that wants to reach out to us, talk to us about anything, whether it be meditation, spiritual, metaphysical, anything like that, or if you just got in questions and you want some help, 717-746-6164. 717-746-6164. Reach out to us and we can help you out. And I know Hannah wants to do Jen's plug, so we're all set up.
Yes, okay. So everyone needs to go and check out Jen at Mind's Eye Metaphysical. She is located at 3 Railroad Ave, Marietta, PA, 17547. Reach her anytime at 717-286-3784. And it is mindseyemetaphysical.com. And she is here for all things metaphysical.
Yep, definitely check out Jen whenever you want. Now, so let's jump into this here show tonight. You know my podcast, if you listen to it, I've been talking a lot about meditation, hiking, outdoors. Everybody knows by now that I love being outdoors. I love getting out on the trails. I love exploring. I love discovering new things. So, many years ago, I'm talking many, many, many years ago, back in high school, I had a good friend, and we kind of, reconnected over the years, and it turns out she's into the exact same things that I am. And so that was so exciting to me, and I love that. I love connecting with people that are into the same things. And so she's a guest here tonight. Her name's Maria. She's with Hiker Chicks of Hudson Valley. She's on Instagram. Check her out at Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. All right? I want everybody to welcome our guest, Maria. She's coming in, and we're going to be talking all about hiking and the explorations and all that fun stuff. Maria, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
could hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the reason why we were a little bit late. We had to go through some changes because we couldn't get Maria's voice over here, and there's just no way I was going to do the show without her. So we got her. She's here, and we're going to be talking to her. So I want everybody to listen up. Anybody has any kind of questions or anything like that, we'll definitely leave it open for everybody. But Maria, tell us about Hiker Chicks of Hudson Valley. Tell us all about it.
Sure. So I started hiking when I was in my late 30s. I started kind of late. And so Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley is basically a group of like 7 or 8 women. Usually we definitely hike every single weekend. Our hikes are anywhere from 3 miles to 6, 7 miles. Our average hike is about 4 to 5 miles. And we hike the Hudson Valley. So it's basically Rockland County, Bergen County. Um, I also meditate a lot. So there is a cross connect. And that was why I was kind of excited to see Gary start this meditation journey, because I am very interested in that. And so pretty much that's just an intro of me. I don't know if you want me to talk about forest bathing, maybe. That's like something that people do when they hike. So if anybody is into hiking or into meditation and you find meditation difficult, sometimes when you get out to nature and you just hike or you just walk, even when you're with a bunch of people, you usually aren't talking to them. So you're with your own thoughts. And it's an easy way to learn about yourself and to meditate while you're walking. So that's pretty much the cross connect that I do see with hiking and meditating. So I'm looking at the computer screen because I can't read the comments on the phone.
Right, I got you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so basically everybody's saying hi. We'll help you out with that. We usually read through. We do. I know we got started a little bit late, and I didn't introduce you to my stepdaughter Hannah.
Hi.
But Hannah,
Hi.
Maria, Hannah, and
Hi.
in the background is Sarah. Sarah's our moderator. She's the one that's definitely helping us out with all the moderation and keeping spam out and. Helping us with
Hi,
all the links. And Lori's here. Hi, Lori. Good to see you here. Maria, real interesting. Forest bathing. I wonder if that's what I'm doing. I just never heard the term.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a Japanese term, actually. So it's a real term. So I used to do Tai Chi. I did Tai Chi over the summer, and somebody was telling me about it. And I said, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I do. I just didn't have a name for it. So that's something that's been like 1,000 years. So people actually do it. And I know, Gary, because I've seen in the past when you do some of your hiking thing, and you know that feeling when you're in your thoughts, but you're walking, you're not necessarily sitting quietly, and you do connect with your inner self. So it's very close to meditating. If it's not meditating, I would imagine it kind of is, but it's different because you're moving, instead of just staying still.
Right, exactly. It's really, this is great. This is why I wanted you so much on this show, because it is, we connect in that sense where we do the hiking, we do the exploration, and we also connect it with the meditation. And you see how, and this is what we've been telling like our audience all the time too, as well, is meditation could be anything that's making you calm, anything that's making you happy, anything that's placing you in the moment. And when you say it's difficult, like for some people to help clear their mind and all, I always say, yes, being in the outdoors, because now you're not sitting there trying to clear your mind. Your mind's being cleared because you're in the outdoors. And yet you're still, you're occupying yourself because you're doing your hiking and you're seeing things and all. These things do help. And it's great that we have this and we can actually learn from each other. And that's what I like. So forest bathing. I'm gonna remember that term, and I'm gonna be using it all the time now. Forest bathing.
I didn't make it up, I swear.
I know, that's fine, and I love it. Forest bathing. I'm going to use that term continuously. Great. So yeah, the Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. That's great. It's. I just love seeing your Instagram. Every time you got something new posted up there, it's wonderful. It takes me away. We are right now in Imbolc, and I'm getting ready for spring. I'm waiting for, the warmer weather. I got some flowers are actually starting to pop up outside, even though it's like 32 degrees. So this is getting me ready, and I'm getting ready to start taking much time off from work, and I'm going to start going out there just like you. Get out hiking again, get out, my exploration shoes. And Sarah, too, you're going to be doing it with me. I know you're going to, because I always drag you. Sarah's also my photographer, too. So all the great pictures you'd ever see on any of my websites, that's coming from Sarah. So she's not just the moderator. She's also my photographer. But I'm going to get out there, and that's what I've been waiting for. And so you basically to the Hudson Valley region. You guys also explore a bit, and you find some interesting places to go with you. Are men allowed to?
Yeah, that's we actually had one or two hiker dudes come join us every now and then. So
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, but that's the other thing. Like I know you do the urban exploring. That's another thing that we tend to like to do, but we do it in the woods. So I don't know if that's really urban exploring because that's urban exploring is more like in the cities, like where you explore like old ruins. But if you go into the woods, and this is the really weird thing, the way we hike is there's like half of the group that is more into the meditation and that sort of thing, and then you have the other half that are maybe into hiking just to hike. You know, they just want to get to the top and come back down. I'm the other type. I like to kind of explore. So, I mean, we found ruins of mansions. We've explored Letchworth Village. We found a ton of cemeteries that are just in the middle of the woods. You would never know they were there. You know, you're just walking and all of a sudden there's like a stone and you look at it and you go, you know, it doesn't look like a real stone. And then behind it, you see what's like an actual like gravestone. And then you see find a cemetery. So there's like a ton of things to explore in the woods. You know, so it's just a wonderful place to be. And it's a lot of the stuff that we document on our webpage as well, or on our Instagram rather. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I got you. Great. That sounds like the stuff that I do. If you give us 1 second, if everybody could pause up, is anybody else having problems with the connections?
Turn your Wi-Fi
Tell
off.
turn off the TV. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we seem to be freezing up, and I think it's just our internet because we got too much going on. Because we also babysit here too in the back. Chris and his child, and he's got the TV going, and it's taking up bandwidth, and I think that's what's going on. So anyway, we'll just keep kind of talking while that goes on. So you're a lot like me. Like I've been telling people, the exploration. Like I don't really. Half the time, I don't look for places, but I use Google Maps and I find little tiny places, you know, that are nearby or whatever, and I go and explore them, and it's just amazing. I always tell people, no matter where you go, there's always something to be found. Because if you think about it, any patch of land that you're standing on, there is something that was there at one point, you know. That is what amazes me. And so then when you go and you try and find places like that, and you do explore sites, that's what's so fascinating. I love stuff like that.
We're back in business now, I think.
Yeah, I think we're back in business. All right, sorry everybody. I know things keep breaking up and all that, but I think I was just using way too much bandwidth in here. Yeah, so I've seen you, Marie, you've been to some amazing places yourself. Do you like seek out these places, or is it just kind of random? Do you guys just stumble across them, or is it a little mixture of both?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like a mixture of both. I mean, we found some like really amazing stuff on our hikes. I don't even know if I'm allowed to take them home, but we find stuff and then we bring it home. Like I have a lock. You probably can't see it. It's on my wall. It's from a train station. Somebody told me it was like 200 years old. So I found the lock. I have really bizarre. Like I'll show you something else I found that was really weird. This little toy. Can you see it?
Oh,
Neat.
That's
Wow,
pretty
an
cool,
old toy
right?
soldier. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but it's over 100 years old. You know?
Right.
So which is like really cool. My dog actually found. Look at this one. This is a grenade.
Whoa. Yes. See, I don't find cool stuff like that.
Yeah, and then here's like something else. This is a fire extinguisher, believe it or not.
Whoa,
So
it is.
old
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, pretty cool.
that is so
But
cool.
I just like we find stuff, but some of the stuff we've like researched it. Like we found airplane ruins; those are pretty cool. You know, and then just all the mansions that they knocked down. I mean, there's just a ton of houses that were just knocked down, but the footprint is still there. So,
Right.
which is weird, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, we've discovered a lot of those old cities. When Sarah and I used to go hiking a few times, we found the ruins of old cities. And basically, same thing. They just knocked everything down. The foundations are pretty much still there. And you could
Right.
explore that, and you find so much, you know, like that. But I haven't found grenades or, you know, toys. You find all the cool stuff. I am definitely going to go with you one of these
Yeah.
days.
Well,
But that's
my dog found the grenade, so I'm not going to take. I'm not gonna take
all the credit for that. Yeah.
credit for that.
Yeah, well, I'll take your dog with me then. I would love to find stuff like that. But when you do stuff like that, I mean, don't you feel you're in a whole nother place? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's like, it's mind bending.
Yeah.
you feel you're in the present moment, but you're exploring the past. You're in a realm that you like to be in. And I know a few times I spoke to you and like I sent pictures, and explaining how I feel, and you connected with that, and there's a feeling you get. It's a meditative state that you're in, isn't it?
It's absolutely. And I think on one of your I think the last podcast that I joined, I like to call it like a sweet spot. There's like a moment if you this is a different type of meditating. This is the meditating that you could do like in your room or when you're by yourself and you're just calm and you close your eyes and you're in your head, right? You're in your head space. And there's like a moment that you hit. It's like a sweet spot. It almost feels like that moment in the morning, like right before like you're awake, but you're still sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know that
Yeah.
feeling. It's just like a really good feeling. And if you can access that feeling during the day, like in the middle of the day at work, if you have like a desk and you can just kind of sit back and get there, you can actually get that same feeling and it just calms everything down.
Mm-hmm.
It just calms you down and you just shut out the world. You shut out, your boss, you shut out the annoying person down the hall or, a family member or whatever. You just shut it all down and you're in your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
And, you get advice. Like that's another thing when you hike and, we're all hiking together and we're all talking. I don't want to let everybody think that we're just hiking quietly and we're all meditating while we're hiking. We're talking to each other, but our hikes are 3-4 hours long sometimes. So you could be hiking for, 20 minutes and not talking to anybody. And that's the meditative part. That's when you're in your mind and, if you have a question, your questions get answered. Or if you have a worry, your worry, you find the solution to the worry. And it's like, it's so healthy. It's just everything about it is healthy. You're moving, your mind is quiet, and you're in nature and, you're finding stuff. I don't know. It's just a great feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think unless people been there, they don't really understand it. You get connected, being part of the earth, the breezes, the trees, just your surroundings, and you're taken away from this physical world that we've created, and we're back to nature where the human body belongs. Yeah, unless you've been there, you just don't understand it, but it's a fantastic feeling, and I absolutely adore that. And I adore that about you. And again, I am so amazed. After this, like in the next couple of days, when I'm revamping some of the stuff, I am going to be putting up a lot more photographs in all of the places I've been. And definitely, Maria, if you got some stuff, I might, with your permission, use some of the stuff that you have on Instagram and put it up
Sure.
over here. That's fine, great. Yeah, because I just want everybody to understand. It's just amazing. Like I said, just seeing a grenade that who knows where that was from. Who used that? Why was it there? The fire extinguisher. How does it get out in the woods? There's a lot of questions like that. And that's what helps build your mind, to sit there and try to answer these questions. And that's a very relaxing thing for me as well. I wanted to bring up, like, you sent me something. You found hieroglyphics out in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Something else I'm extremely jealous of. So hieroglyphics, how did you run into that?
So that's the other thing. Like, I honestly think when I go out, my friends kid with me. They go, Maria, if it's there, you're going to find it. Like, they always tell me that. And sometimes I wonder if that's really true because it's true. Like, I go out
Mm-hmm.
and I find things. But we were hiking in Apache, like in the Apache area. It was a little bit outside of Sedona in Arizona. And we were at the top of this plateau. It was so bizarre when you looked over the plateau and I looked under my feet, but against the wall, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, I was at the edge of a wall. Just imagine being at the edge of a wall and looking down, and then the wall that would be under my feet. And something told me to like look at the I don't know what it was, the rock, right? But over it, like I had to look over, and there were all these hieroglyphics. It was just the weirdest thing. You never would have seen it if I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get down on my knees and look over the cliff onto the side. I never would have saw it, and there was a ton of them, a ton
Oh
of them.
wow.
And then
That's amazing.
we found like a forest ranger, and we had asked him, and he had said, yeah, they had known about it. We also found pit houses. So they used to dig these holes into the dirt, and then they would live in these huts, but the huts were like dug out. You know what I mean? They like
Mm-hmm.
dug into the dirt, and then they would put a thatch over it, so that would be their roof. So we found those. We found some grinding stones. We found arrowheads. You're not allowed to take any of that stuff out, because that's
Mm-hmm.
sacred land. So we
Right.
left all that there, but I do have pictures of them. They were all over the place. I mean,
Mm.
Arizona's littered with stuff. I mean, just and
Right.
people are good. They really don't take the stuff. You could, but they don't. They leave them there. So it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I hate to change the tone of everything, but that's the one thing that really bothers me. A lot of times you go hiking, you find these places. I mostly find trash, litter, graffiti, all the disgusting human stuff, and that's kind of what really annoys me. I really like the preservation of these historical sites, and even if it's not historical, even if it's just an abandoned home, let it be. Enjoy it for what it is. Let nature take it back. Let other people enjoy it. So, like I said, I don't want to change the tone of the whole show. I just wanted to throw that out there because that it's upsetting to me. It really is when you see that, especially the trash and just the disgusting nature of humans, I guess.
And it's the cemeteries. When you come across the cemeteries, there's such a feeling in those areas. There's such a it's like a you can there's like an energy when you go into those old cemeteries. You just feel like the sadness. You could feel like you could almost see like a family standing there losing their young, their child or their parent. There's just and they're all over, Gary. They're all over
Mm-hmm.
New York and New Jersey. It's crazy. Like it's just
Right.
they're everywhere in the woods.
Yeah,
And
It's
that's
people
really
don't
like
even know it.
empath.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're all over. Like even here, even close to my house, there's a lot of like farmlands, and there's little tiny patches that are just kind of separate and closed off, and they're like the old family cemeteries from the original landowners. And same thing I know in some urban areas down in Maryland, right in the middle of housing developments, there's small tiny patches of these cemeteries too, from like again original landowners and original politicians from 1800s and stuff. And you're right, you still, no matter how small and no matter what's surrounding them, you get that feel that it's sacred. It really is. That's somebody's final resting place. And yeah, I get that same feeling that you do with that. And if we could bring, that's a great segue going into, because I know we're into hiking and exploration, but Maria is also into a lot of that paranormal and the haunted trails and stuff. And I see that smile the same way. You've been on some haunted hikes or haunted places and all?
Definitely, probably the most would be Letchworth. I don't know if anybody's heard of Letchworth. I write about Letchworth on like in my own blog. That's probably the most haunted place in this area. And by the way, they're tearing it down. Very
No
sad.
way. Really? Wow. Any reason for that?
A
They developing
hotel.
a hotel.
A hotel. Yeah.
That's going to be a haunted hotel, right?
They're gonna have to sage the hell out of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look on my phone really quick. I actually went to New York like 2 years ago. I did a shoot for my friend. She's an elopement photographer, and I swear it was like in Letchworth, but I'm like trying to find the pictures, and of course I have a million pictures because I have a 1-year-old, so you know how that goes.
Yeah. So,
I have tons of pictures of Letchworth. I can message them to you. But
mhm.
it was weird. Like we went into the hospital. You're not allowed to go in. First of all, there's no such thing with me as do not enter. As long
I
as there's
love
nobody
it.
there that can't find me, I'm going to enter, and I'm small enough you'll never find me. But we entered, and we went into the basement of the hospital, and we found the morgue. And
Wow.
we were in, it was such a creepy feeling. It was so creepy. And then when we got in there were other people down there, like exploring, but they were being
Right.
quiet, and we ran into each other.
That's great. There's a nice camaraderie with that for, explorers and hikers. So that's good. And as long as you're running into regular people and not, morgue
normal,
people.
but-
So, but that's exciting. This is part of the past. When we find stuff like this, hikes and trails, there's hauntings. I mean, there's places where people, this is their final resting place, or there was a history behind a lot of them. And we get that. And some of us, we're connected to that kind of stuff. We can feel that, within us, and people that meditate like us, or just we're sensitive to the paranormal. That's really, really interesting, and we can feel that. And I know Sarah and we've been through an old prisoner of war camp that was, not known for a while. And then they made a regular campground out of it. And now it's just a state park, basically. But we were in one of the areas that had the actual prisoner of war, I guess, holding area, prison. And we got that feeling. Like, it was just that very heavy feeling in there. So you get connected to it, so you know what's going on in those areas, and it takes you back. You're literally, I don't think people realize, you are going back to that time. You mentally, your spirit and all is getting connected with that time and that past. And that's what is so amazing, and that's why I love doing it.
Anne said, Letchworth Village. I have a picture of my grandfather and father, etc., at Letchworth Village visiting my uncle who was disabled, and he went there to learn a trade.
Very interesting. Very cool. Well,
Yes.
it's haunted, so.
I found it. I stayed in Warsaw, New York, and I took my pictures, my shoot around the Genesee Falls. Am I pronouncing that right? Yeah, Genesee Falls.
Genesee Falls.
Oh my God, it was gorgeous. I'm like, I can't really show it too much. But I hiked a little bit there. It was breathtaking gorgeous. I loved it.
Where is that? That's upstate New York?
Right out. It's a little bit under Warsaw.
Yeah, Genesee Village.
Genesee Falls.
Genesee Falls, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Genesee Falls.
I'm pretty sure. Letchworth rung a bell in my head when she said it, and I was like, I'm almost positive it's in Letchworth State Park or something.
So Letchworth State Park is up by the Finger Lakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Letchworth Village is actually in Rockland County. It's completely a different thing. But if you can get up to Letchworth, what you should do is the, oh my God, the falls. What are they called? I'm trying to think of the falls. There are falls over there. I just went. I went last fall. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll send, I can't remember the name right now, but I'll send you a video of it. It's gorgeous. If you like photography, that's probably where you should go. It's
I was
amazing.
gonna say, when we did the shoot, my my friend who's the photographer, she said it was like the East Coast Grand Canyon, basically. Yeah,
which is by Letchworth, that Letchworth
Yep.
up there. So yeah, beautiful up there.
it was a out of body experience. It was gorgeous.
yeah, absolutely. So that's pretty much all my hiking stuff. I mean, I do highly recommend if anybody's out there. I can't read the comments, so I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's okay. We're reading them for you.
Yeah, but I just highly recommend that people, get out there, and just, even if you just walk, you find a hiking trail by you. The one thing that I would recommend is try to find trails that are not near, where you can't see a house or a building or, a power line. Try to find something that's literally in the middle of nature. Grab a person that you like hiking with or would like to be with, and just go with them and just explore. There's just so much to do there. I mean, like I said, we go every week. We spend hours. My husband already knows, leave me alone on Sundays because I'm out. I come back exhausted, but it's just such a great feeling.
It is. Yeah, that's exactly what I like to do. I just go out, get lost, find a spot. I'll walk for hours, find a spot, meditate, relax, close my eyes, and then get up, walk more, and it's just hopefully get lost, because sometimes I don't want to go back. You get so immersed in that feeling.
So Gary, I have to ask you, you're teaching people how to meditate?
I do. Yeah, that's part of the whole third eye meditation thing. I like to grab beginners, people that tried it before, it never really worked out for them, or people who've, just wanted to try it, but they got all the myths about it, that you have to clear your mind and all. Yeah, so I teach people from a very basic layperson standpoint how to get started, and then build up from there.
And do you have a lot of success rate with that?
I started working with a few people. I mean, I've only started doing this just this past summer. And so everything's still in its infancy. So I think my podcast and all of this social media stuff took off more than anything else. But the few people I have worked with, yeah, it's a definitely success, because I think once they realize that meditation and Hannah and I is the same, it's not just sitting there in the half lotus position.
Not Buddha.
Yeah. That's fine and all if that works for you, but it's so much more than that. It's a state of mind, it's a state of comfort, and once you're there, once you lay that groundwork and you're comfortable with it, people don't realize that's it. You're already there, and you could build on it yourself. So there is a good success rate with that.
So it's interesting because I want to tell you this like little really odd story. I had to have a procedure done on this was a hiking injury actually. So
Okay.
so it's really funny. So I lost a toenail while I was hiking, which is like a very common thing. So if you've ever lost a toenail, it's tragic. But then when it grows back, sometimes it doesn't grow back the right way. So I literally had to have it taken off. I mean, it's gross, so that it could grow back, right? So, and it's, it was annoying, but when I went, I was going to the doctor for weeks and weeks waiting for this nail to grow back. And then I go back and she's like, it's not right. We're going to have to take it off. And she goes, she was going to do it without any kind of medication, which I just want you to picture ripping off a toenail with no medication.
Okay.
So I said to her, can you give me like Novocaine or something? Can't you give me a shot, So she said to me, she goes, I can give you a shot of Novocaine. She said, but it's going to hurt more than me just ripping off the nail, right? So I literally told her, I said, like I said, I've been meditating for a while now, so I've gotten pretty good at it. So I told her, I said, just give me, she started to give me the shot, and she was right, it did hurt. The minute the needle went in, it hurt because it's got to go it's got to go deep. I yelled at her, she took it out, and I said, just give me a few minutes, and I want to try to meditate myself through it. And I was able to go through the procedure by meditating. I didn't feel anything. So that's that's what I mean about getting into yourself and being in control of your whole body. Meditating will do that for you.
That's amazing.
Yes. It's, like I said, that gets very advanced, but it is the principle of meditation. You're finding that center and you're connecting with the body because the body can heal itself. We don't need all these modern medicines the way, people think we do. We can heal ourselves just through mind. It's the mind over matter. And once you realize we're just all on frequencies, every cell in our body's on a frequency and vibrates at certain rates, once we're in touch with that and we get in tune with that, we can heal ourselves. It's just like we start by controlling our breathing. That's something that's automatic. We don't have to think about that. But as soon as we do, we could change it. So then we could do everything else with our body functions and how it works and how it deals with pain and how it deals with healing. That's what meditation can do. So on the most simplistic level, meditation is just that. As well as on the most advanced level, that's what it is. So just by starting with your breathing and moments, to relax, get rid of that stress, that anxiety, which is actually killing us all. Once we can eliminate that, we could start rebuilding ourselves and rehealing ourselves. It's just, yeah, you're so right. This is why I like the connection with the outdoors, the hiking and all, because don't forget, indigenous people, or, before we had real homes, like you said, these pit houses and all, this is how people lived. They didn't go to a minute clinic and get the latest medication for pain or anything. They dealt with this through their own mind, meditation, and healing themselves. Natural herbs that are coming from the forest and all. From the earth. And, it wasn't modern medicine.
It's true. So, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I think just in the daily life, like people get so caught up in their jobs and they worry about these, things that it's only hurting you. That's what people don't understand.
Latest trends.
If you can't, if you can't learn to deal with it, you're just going to hurt. It's just going to hurt yourself because stress is the number one killer. Forget about meditation, everything. Everybody has to understand, like, stress is like one of the number one killers. And meditation is a cure for stress. So, if you think of it that way.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and that's why we have this show. That's why it's the Wind Down Show. We give it a place for people just to come, relax, forget about the work week and all, get through the hump day. It's a place to relax because, I understand the stress and the anxiety levels today. We're creating this as human beings. We create it. So it's up to us now to destroy it and get away from it and break away from it. And Marie, you brought up something, and I forget about it too myself, and I always forget the link. You mentioned you do a blog on all of your hikes and all, right?
I haven't blogged in years. But I
You
do have a
haven't.
blog.
Okay.
I do have a blog. It's weird, like I don't like almost forgot about that blog. I do have a blog, Free Hidden World, yeah, freehiddenworld.wordpress.com. I really don't blog anymore, but it's
Mhm.
there. Like it's in the, I don't know what you would call it. It's in the cyber world, I guess.
Right.
It's bizarre because I was blogging a lot, and then I was getting really hateful emails. Hateful. So
Wow, were you
so I
really?
stopped.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know why people were mad?
Because
It
you were
never
finding spots and you were giving them away. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
yeah, so
All
yeah.
right. I gotcha. Yeah. That's how I started a lot of this too. I had a blog on medium.com. That's where I started a lot of this. And so I was blogging too, and we blogged, like Sarah and I, a bunch of the hikes we went on. And I never really gave away locations, for that one reason. Most of the places we went to were open to the public anyway. It wasn't like urban exploration where you find these spots where nobody wants to know about. So I was always cautious of that myself because, yeah, the world gets very, very hateful. And I don't understand why.
My thing is that like, yeah, I understand these places are like, they're like special because people make past them and they're like, oh my gosh, like I discovered something so amazing. But like, don't you want to share that feeling that you get? Like that's why you did what you like. That's why you shared it with these people, because you want those people to get that out of body or like inner body. Like when you were talking about that sweet spot, I just kept like thinking in my head, like I was trying to come up with the word what's like said it. It's almost like it's almost like you're in your own little dreamland. You know what I mean? Like you want the like people that you're trying to blog and share these places with to get that feeling that you got in those areas. So people are just mean.
But I guess then what it was then is they were, and some of the emails were so horrible. And I'm thinking, Letchworth Village, anybody can go on the computer
Yeah.
and type Letchworth and find where it is. It's not, but some of the places that I found, like we found the Barnum and Bailey's, their estate, which is basically just two pillars. They call it the Elephant House. It's just two pillars, but it's literally, you would never find it. It's in Fort Lee, it's the middle of the Palisades, kind of. You would never find it. That place actually took me 2 hiking trips to find. I was like, we're gonna find it, and I found it. And I
That's awesome.
posted where that was. I kind of then started understanding what other people were saying. It's just the way the emails came across. They were just
Hmm.
mean-spirited. They weren't emails like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. People are going to destroy it. Or it was the presentation of the email, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense. It was the
Yeah,
way they
no, I
said
gotcha.
it.
Hmm. Yeah, it was more of an attack than it was
Yeah.
just some sort of constructive criticism or something. It was a direct attack
Yeah.
to you.
I understood what they said. So I think that put a bad taste in my mouth. I think I blogged about, I don't know, maybe 10 places, hidden places. And then I just stopped. I just kind of stopped doing it. And
Well, it would be
that's
nice
where it
though,
is.
because we could share it, and then but you got to think like people are going in your past now, and they might be able to reflect from like what your feelings were from your blog, and it could help them out. You know what I mean? They could close their eyes and go to that place, that you were, and get in that headspace that they need to just by her experience. So
Yeah. We reason I brought up the blog because, like I said, I know you had sent me that link and I was reading about it and I loved it. Actually, the blog was amazing because I stopped doing the blog not because of emails but because nobody reads anymore.
It's true.
Yeah, so
True. Yeah.
so they want pictures, they want video, and also I just said, all right, I'm just going to start doing that. Okay, that's fine. I get it. People's attention spans are starting to die down, I guess, and nobody likes to read. So that's why I stopped doing it. But I enjoy reading. And when I was reading yours, that's what I got so attached to everything on there. And it's true. I said, wow, I never got any notifications, so it has been a few years. I don't realize just how fast time is going. It's been a while since I read that blog, and I only remembered it because you brought it up. So yeah, but that's why. But okay, cool. But you now have the Instagram. You have Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley on Instagram.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just a lot. That's just more fun. Like it's just fun. It was weird because when we first started that Instagram account, it's like 7 of us, that post on it. But it was weird because the first, I want to say, 2 dozen posts that we put on, we were getting 50,000 views. One post got
Crazy.
250,000 views.
Wow.
It was just the weirdest thing. And then somebody told me that a bot can follow you and do that.
It's possible. I still don't
Sounds like a
understand
bot.
any of this. Yeah, I don't understand
Yeah.
any. I go live, I get a few, watches and all, but then I get replay. There's hundreds of watch. So, and then Instagram, same thing. I'll put up a reel. I'll get almost 1,000 views on it, but you get no followers out of it, and you get more spam out of it. So,
Right, right. So
if it
yeah, so that's
reaches
the
one
post, but
person,
that's just kind of a way to like express ourselves like with music because some of the places are so beautiful. Like we did. I don't know if you've ever done Anthony's Nose up at the top of Bear Mountain.
I did not know.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you
have
can
to get up
literally
there.
see like 3 states from up there. It's so beautiful.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I have to get with you, and we have to go like on hikes. I'm going to take like a couple months off of work, and I want you to do the same. And we're just going to go explore every place you've been to. Okay, cool. We'll do it July. Okay, thanks.
That's hot. Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, well, actually, that's good. When's the best time for you? Because I know you hiked in the middle of winter in the cold. Do you have a preference of what season you
Yeah.
like to do this at?
Weather's around 50 degrees. That's the best hiking weather,
Mm-hmm.
to be
Yeah.
honest. Because when it's too hot, you're sweating. It's not fun when it's hot. I like the summer. I'm a summer baby. I love 90-degree weather. Don't get me wrong, but to hike in that, it's hard.
For me.
It is.
It's hard.
But
So,
I like
yeah.
it. See, I love hiking in the heat. I don't know why. Sarah would tell you I almost died a couple times because of the diabetes and I didn't eat. And it just makes it for a much more fun adventure, especially for the person
We're
that's
gonna get him
going
a
with
life
you. Yeah. But I did, at one time, I did like going in the real cold too because the silence. Did you ever notice when it's much colder, it's much more silent?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, it's your views are better in the winter because the trees aren't green, so you see farther.
Right. And the air sometimes as well just makes it for clear. It isn't as much haze or fog like in the summer with the heat with that haze. So wintertime, yeah, you got much greater views because there's not as much greenery. You could see further, and the air is much cleaner, and you got a much longer vision. So I forget the term.
And no ticks. No ticks.
And
in
no
winter.
ticks. That's the other thing. Exactly. Yes. But that's okay. I stand at work and I get ticks on me by standing outside on the side of a highway, so it's okay.
All good.
Yeah. So we're dwindling down people. Does anybody have any questions for Maria or for Hannah or me? I mean, everybody's been kind of silent. But I've been enjoying this because it's one, Maria, first of all, it's great to see you. All right, it's been so many years since we used to hang out back home and all.
Did you used to have hair?
Huh?
Did he have hair?
Did I have hair? Yes, I had hair.
That's all right. We used to take our bikes to Pelham Parkway. I don't know if you remember that, Gary.
I
Taking the
do.
bikes to Pelham Park. Yeah.
I do. Absolutely. I remember everything
Yeah.
about the Bronx. I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I remember what I did in the Bronx. Never
Yeah.
forget it. Yes, I remember your old house out there. I remember your basement. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Were you
Yeah.
in my basement?
I most certainly was. Do you remember a certain ruler that your mom placed on the floor and wound up in the basement? Because there were some stupid kids downstairs playing with a Ouija board? Yeah. Yeah, and I
So
think if,
here's the thing. So, I mean, I guess everybody knows that house was haunted. We all know that, right? So like
Yes.
everybody in the neighborhood knew it. So yeah, there was it was my sister-in-law who hated the Ouija board, and somebody brought it to the house, and they were not happy that it was down there. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still not happy with what I seen too either. It was definitely weird. I mean, and like I said, that's why I think the connection with going on these haunted hikes and all, we're used to that. We've dealt with that. Your basement was a hot spot. It really was.
I mean, we had a room that was sealed off.
Yes, we were in it. We were in it. Yeah,
You know,
Chris.
like we never really understood why it was sealed off, but then when we found it and we tore it down the wall, I mean, it was literally there was a room sealed off. It's
Mm-hmm.
weird,
Yep, it
so you
was.
gotta wonder why,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Give
Yeah.
me the heebie-jeebies.
it was creepy. It was creepy. There was a couple of kids that absolutely refused to enter my house after things they had seen or
Mm-hmm.
experienced in that house. So,
Yeah.
um,
After the Ouija board, I think that was the last time I was in your house. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. That riding our bikes in Pelham Park was a lot safer. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so if anybody has anything for us, because we're coming up on the 45-minute mark, and I know Maria's got so much, more, I enjoy having her here, and I enjoy speaking of hiking. I just want to let anybody know that's going to be listening either on the replay or still listening now, get out there, explore, find someplace, get in touch with yourself, get in touch with nature. You don't have to do it for the exploration. Just get out there, hike, meditate. For anybody out there that's always been trying to meditate, trying to find that quiet spot in your mind, try doing it in the outdoors. Try doing forest bathing. That is important.
It's a real term.
It's a real term, forest bathing. I really love that term. Try it. This may help you out. I think it's wonderful. Let's see. Lori says, just want to say thank you again for showing me how to meditate. Yeah, see, Lori, somebody I work with. Definitely, Lori, you're very, very welcome. Anytime you need any guidance, any help, we are here for you. Any one of us, definitely reach out to us. And Lori, try getting outdoors. Try getting out there. Try forest bathing. I love that term. It fits me so well. Thank you for bringing that up, Maria. I'm going to enjoy that for the rest of my life. So, yeah, if anybody's got anything,
I do have a question.
go for it.
So, I know I've been kind of like quiet. Maria, I did have a question for you. So, if you're ever having like a bad day or, you're kind of just in like a heated moment or something like that, is there a specific like, place that you go in your mind where you've been, to, put yourself in like a meditative state? Or just, in general, just clear your mind of, that negative energy that you're feeling?
So I wasn't necessarily trained by anybody, but there's a method that I do use.
Okay.
And basically what it is you basically start by first, Gary, you probably would understand this, but you first calm your body down, right? So
Yep.
you basically get your whole body and you basically say, calm down, just calm down. And then the second part is I basically then imagine myself in a very calm area, something where I feel kind of comfortable. In my head, it's a room that has a view, believe it or not, of a waterfall in the background, like through a window. So that's like my spot. And then the way I was kind of trained was we have things called counselors. I don't know if you have I don't know if you've ever worked with counselors. Like they're imaginary counselors, so they're not people. They're not real entities. It's not an actual person. But what it is it's basically you imagine a person that's there to give you advice, right?
Mm-hmm. Like your
And
inner, like
give the
almost like your
person-
conscience. Like your
Yeah,
conscience.
so you'll give the person a name. So let's say I name him John, whatever, but that's the person's name, let's say. And basically what it is it's yourself. It's your inner self talking to you, but you're giving it a face, you're giving it a body. And I kind of just hang out with that person. It sounds really weird. But when I get into that mode, if I have a problem, I'll have that conversation with myself, but in my head, I'm having it with him. Does that make sense?
Okay. So
Yes.
new meditation mode unlocked, basically, because that's something that we've never discussed on the show. I've never thought about that before, and that just sounds like a whole new open door or an idea to try. That's amazing.
So do you know, I don't know, you know Carnegie, the famous train guy Carnegie?
Yes.
Okay, so if you read up on him, he actually had, when he would meditate, he had a whole boardroom of people that he would meditate with.
Wow.
Like
Beautiful.
it was really weird. Like if you read about it, it's kind of similar to what I was taught. But in his head, he would imagine a board of people, like 5 people sitting around a table, and there would be somebody who would be like his banker and somebody who would be like his, I don't know, his builder, let's say. And everybody had a role. He gave them names. And when he had a problem, he would meditate and he would go to the board and he would ask them questions and they would answer him. And that's where he got all his ideas.
It kind of reminds me of like, like the angel and devil type thing, like on your shoulders, like your antagonist and protagonist almost in a sense of yourself. That's amazing.
But it's you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not an act. They're not entities unless.
Yeah.
It's actually you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's falling in. It's reconnecting with yourself because we all have that inner monologue, and it's much easier to kind of put a name and a face to it. And this way, it's instead of trying to reflect on yourself, which a lot of people find it difficult or find it odd, it's easier to make it like you're talking to a second person almost, and resolving your own inner conflicts that way. Yeah, it's a very neat form of meditation. I like that, and it's very powerful too. And like I said, there's so many different ways to meditate, and this is just another form. And we don't have to stick to just one form. We could all try everything. Whatever works best for you, that's the way to do it.
I think that's what it is. It's what works for you. Like I like that because that's what works for me.
That's amazing.
So
might have to try that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'll have a whole boardroom going.
I know, I'll have like an assembly.
Yeah. Yeah, so listen, if nobody else has anything else, do you have anything else for Maria?
No.
No? Okay. If anybody else has anything, bring it up. I mean, Sarah was saying a great night, and she was thanking you, Maria, for coming on our live. I want to thank everybody for coming in here, first of all. We got a really wonderful audience, and that's why I'm so glad Maria is part of it. I want everybody to go over to Instagram, if you have an Instagram account, and check out Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. See all the great pictures. Maria, I would like a few of your best pictures. If you have, send them over to me because I do want to get them up on the website and as well as Facebook. This way, if people do not have an Instagram account, I could still show off Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. See some of the great places you've been to. And I want to thank you again for coming on here, Maria. Really, it's so good to see you. Yes, it's
my pleasure. Definitely my pleasure.
Absolutely. And hopefully, maybe again, you and I could go on some explorations, and then we'll come on and talk about them, because that I'll be so excited for.
I'll be here.
Yeah. Hannah's going to stay back because she can't take the heat, but Sarah's going to have to come because she's a photographer.
My 1-year-old can't take the heat.
Yeah, whoever comes, definitely bring a camera because I have some really nice ruins I can show you.
I was going to say, you got one that's maybe like a mile. I think me and my 1-year-old can do it. But other than that, I'll be like, I'll see you back at the hotel.
Palisades. The Palisades is less than a mile. So absolutely.
See, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Well, again, Maria, bless you. Thank you so very much for coming on here. It was really great. Everybody, again, check out Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley. Sarah just put up the link there on Instagram if you have Instagram. If not, I'll definitely get some of her photographs from there, put them up here so people could see, what she gets involved with. And it's great. And you know what? Maria, you started that. Anybody could start a group like that, So,
and you want to know the funniest thing, Gary? This is what's really weird about it. We joke about this all the time in my group. Like I said, there's 7 of us. We would never be friends if it wasn't for hiking because we're so different, but we have that one thing in common. And because of that, we get along so well. But our personalities couldn't be more different, just could not be any different.
Do you guys only get together for hiking?
Sorry?
Do you guys only get together for hiking?
We used to just get together for hiking, but we've done on overnights. We'll go out to dinner. Sometimes we go into the city and we'll do something. But overall, hiking is our connection. Hiking is our connection. But our personalities, again, in the real world, we never would have been friends because we're just so different. But nature, I think we're supposed to be in nature. To be honest.
That's it. Right.
I think all this other stuff messes up here, personally.
Yeah.
We're so connected on that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, Maria. Thank you so much. I'm definitely stay in touch with you.
Yeah.
Again, everybody else, thank you all so very much. Maria, have a great night, and I will be in touch.
Maria. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
Bye now. Okay, so everybody, thank you for joining us here tonight. Sarah, thank you for the background stuff, of course. always, you're the best. I appreciate you being here. Thanks again to Maria. Get out there, people. Get out there and hike. Get out there, get in touch with nature. Get out there and meditate. We can't say it enough. Check out thirdeyemeditation.net. Keep checking up after this weekend. I'm going to have some major changes coming up.
Like my face on the
Hannah's face will be a part of Third Eye Meditation as well. Also, I wanted to let everybody know, when you're on thirdeyemeditation.net, go find the link for the podcast. I believe, probably, if not after this show, probably tomorrow morning if I remember, I have the next podcast. Jen! You missed the whole show! I just said goodnight to Maria. Oh, wow. But Jen, I'm glad you came here.
I'm staying on.
Yeah, staying on just for Jen. Yeah, Jen, definitely check out the replay. Had a nice little chat with my old friend Maria from back in high school. Hiker Chicks Hudson Valley on Instagram. Great little conversation about hiking and exploring and meditation and all that. And Jen, just on a personal note, I miss you.
I miss Jen.
I miss Jen more.
No, you don't. I miss Jen more.
But yeah, I'm changing a lot of stuff up on Third Eye Meditation, thirdeyemeditation.net. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to drop the next episode or the next podcast. I already have it recorded. I just got to put it on there. The podcast is blowing up. I can't believe I had over 1,000 listens, and now it's like, I don't even know where it's at. I'm probably 1,200. It keeps going up every day. So thank everybody. Thank every country that I'm being heard in. But I'm going to drop the next episode. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to have a guest on my podcast. Her name is Hannah. And she's sitting right next to me. This face here is also going to be the face of Third Eye Meditation. Okay? All right, she's got so much to offer. She's such an inspiration. And she's going to be part of Third Eye Meditation a little bit more. And like I said, I got big changes coming up. So after this weekend, probably around Sunday, if you log into thirdeyemeditation.net, start reading a little bit of what I'm doing. The whole concept of teaching, this is going to be more of a spiritual way for people to connect. And it's not religious, because religion is structured and organized. You could be any religion and join us, but I want more spirituality, more of the metaphysical stuff, and I'm going to be going over that. Also, since I'm off this weekend, I finally got some time to myself. I wanted to catch up on some stuff. Stay tuned here on Facebook. I'm going to do some recordings instead of going live, because it's got to be timed and, it takes up, too much. It's too structured again. But I'm going to start shooting just videos I'm going to start putting up here on Facebook, and it's going to be based on metaphysical stuff. So if anybody has any ideas, send them to me. This weekend, I'm going to do something on tarot readings, not the cards. All right, because there's too much out there. Anybody can learn how to read the tarot. All right, and anybody can read about tarots and all that. But I want to tell you or teach you a little bit about the readings themselves and the people that do the reading. Mm-hmm. So it'll give you some nice insight in a different way rather than just the basic, this card means this card means that. I want to structure it more about the readings themselves. I'm going to go into some stuff that may be a little bit controversial and all that. But whatever, no big deal. So thirdeyemeditation.net. And Hannah, since Jen is here, would you like to do her plug again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like so excited I almost flung my drink off the table.
Here you go.
Okay. For all things metaphysical, you want to make sure that you check out Mind's Eye Metaphysical. Jen, she's in the chat right now, so check her out. She is located at 3 Railroad Ave, Marietta, Pennsylvania, 17547. Reach her anytime at 717-286-3784. And her website is mindseyemetaphysical.com. And she does offer shipping for all her beautiful things that she has in her shop. Seriously, if you are ever in the Marietta area, please go check out her shop. It is amazing. It's breathtaking. I went in there for the first time, and I can't even just tell you how clear my body immediately felt walking in there. Jen's energy and the energy that her shop gave off, it just, no words.
Yeah, it's the whole reason why Jen is always part of my show in some way.
Yes.
I always mention it. And
Jen's #1 fans.
Yeah, definitely. But she's an amazing person, and she's the type of person that when you're in the room with her, you're going to feel her. You're going to feel that beautiful energy, and it's the same with her shop. I go there not only to spend all my money, but also just to go there just to relax. It's
You
Just
know, I
that
was having
place.
a hectic day, and I had, met Jen via social media, and then I got the chance to actually physically meet her, and it was like, whatever I was stressed and frazzled about, gone. I saw Jen, and I was like, wow, her energy is like a fireball. Like, it just positive exploded all over me, It was wonderful.
Yeah, and definitely check her out. I know, too, if you're into psychics, she works with
Angelo.
Psychic Angelo. Absolutely amazing psychic. He fills up very fast. Just get in touch with Jen because I know he's filled up probably through March now, I'm pretty sure. So if you did
I
need
think he
to
has
get
a
him...
little some spots. I think she just
Yeah.
posted in maybe February, but I think it might be only like 1 or 2 left at this point.
Yeah, so definitely, if you need it, just reach out to Jen, 717-286-3784, and just say you want to book an appointment and whatever's available, but get in early. This way you can get in there and see him. Check out her show. Check out her page, her group, actually. It's a private group. You got to get in there on Facebook, but she does Mind's Eye Mondays, which I've been missing, but, and Jen, we did have a little bit of a, snafu with our internet, too. Same thing, but that was my fault because I was burning up all my bandwidth. Yep.
Oh, he is sold out for
Yeah,
February.
so Angelo is sold out for
Book him
February.
for March.
Yeah, so get ready for March, all right? So definitely, but you get in there. But yeah, definitely check her out for sure. Jen, thank you, though, for popping in. Definitely check out the replay, run through it. It was a great little show. I even learned some stuff. I learned a term, forest bathing. It's a real thing. Forest bathing.
And no, it doesn't have to do anything with water. Like, when she said that, I was like, wait a minute. What is that?
Yeah, forest bathing. We always learn something new, and that's what's great when you talk about meditation and all that. Forest bathing is a real thing, and I think I've been doing it this whole time, but there's an actual name for it, so it's fantastic. It isn't it? It is definitely. I'm going to be looking this up later. But yeah, going back on track, so thirdeyemeditation.net, check out the podcast, because like I said, tomorrow I'm going to have the next episode out, and then 2 weeks from then is going to be the end of season 3.
With me.
With Hannah. Hannah's going to be on the show. I'm going to have her part of the podcast. I'm going to have her part of a lot more stuff that I'm doing. And then you're going to see what I'm doing with Third Eye Meditation and changing the whole thing into more of a ministry rather than just a Third Eye Meditation kind of business. All right, there's reasons behind everything. Like I said, I want to go bigger and better, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to be changing things up. Yep, doing everything for you guys because I found out helping people, whether it be with meditation, whether it be with, the stress and the anxiety, guidance, the metaphysical world, and, how do we connect with ourselves? I'm learning stuff new every day, and I like to bring that forth to the masses. If you're part of that mass that wants to learn more, come to me, come to Hannah, and we can help you out, all right? So that's what we're doing. So check that out. Check out the podcast, and also check out the live videos. The first one of a series I'm going to do on the tarots and the tarot readings themselves and the readers. All right. And Jen, you're actually an inspiration to that too. Side note. So be prepared to see that. And then I'll come up with some more stuff too as well. And they're all going to be just videos, and they'll always be up here on Facebook. I might put them on other platforms. This way they're preserved, wherever. Check them out, all right? So everybody, thank you again for joining us. Sarah, if you're still here, thank you again so much for moderating. It's always wonderful to have you here. I look forward to seeing everybody on the videos I do. Check out the podcast, definitely thirdeyemeditation.net. Find the links. I'm all over the place. Go to mindseyemetaphysical.com. Also, don't forget to go to Solitary Coventry on Facebook here, Solitary Coventry. Rhonda's got her whole website set up. I just don't have the link right now, but Solitary Coventry, look her up. Also fantastic. I do a lot of work with her. She's always giving me a lot of help and a lot of shout outs. So definitely Solitary Coventry on the web and on Facebook. Everybody have an amazing night.
Yes, have an amazing night, everyone.
We'll see you next week. And Jen, try to be here early.
Yes,
I'll see you then. We love you. Take care. Bye.